Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm finally back with another video after all this time. This is going to be a different type of video. We're going to be looking at the top 5 best low-key places to land in Fortnite. I'm going to try my best to keep putting new videos out, so let me know in the comments if you enjoy this type of video and want to see more. This video took a while to make, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would consider subscribing. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can get a supporter creator code and start giving stuff away to you guys. Speaking of a giveaway, I'm gonna do a 1,000 V-Buck giveaway at 200 subscribers, so make sure to tell everyone to subscribe to earn some V-Bucks. So back to the point of the video, we're gonna be taking a look at locations you and your friend can land if you don't want to experience a ton of action, but still want to walk out with some decent loot. We're going to look at the chest count of locations, materials, location, and much more to determine the best low-key spot to land. These locations are mostly going to be good solo drops, but some of them you could go into with a duo and expect to get some pretty great stuff. With all that said, let's get into the number 5 spot. Number 5, Après-ski. Personally, I am a huge skier, so this location really stood out to me. Personal preference aside, I believe that this is actually a very viable spot to land as a solo. The ski lodge is very close to Misty Meadows, which if you're in a duo, you can land at the lodge and your duo partner can land at Misty. There are also 3 small lodges around the main ski lodge, which you can go after to when you're done looting the ski lodge. Including those 3 mini lodges, the Après-ski location has 9 chests, which is 4 less than Weeping Woods, the location with the least amount of chests. Après-ski also has the same amount of chests as the Middle Island. I believe that this location, however, is better than the Middle Island because, as the point of the video, it is low-key. The Middle Island stands out very much, but the Après-ski location is far from the southeast of the map, and not a lot of people know about it. When I drop here, the most people I see come here are 1 to 2 people. When you're done looting this place, you can head over to Misty Meadows and eliminate the other players there, and take their loot. Although this location only has 9 chests, it's decent enough for you to walk out and ready to hit the slopes. Number 4, Lighthouse plus Houses. In the northwest portion of the map, there's a lighthouse with 5 other houses south of it. You could either include these together or separately. The lighthouse and the house next to it together have 8 chests, which is great in of itself. But to the south of the lighthouse island, you have 5 houses, with 6 chests altogether. So, your first option is to just go to the lighthouse island, loot up, and head to Sweaty Sands or Pleasant Park. Your second option is to just loot the houses. The thing with the houses is, they're more low-key. Maybe 40 to 60% of the time, however, someone will land on the lighthouse island with you, but people rarely ever land at the 5 houses. What I would do, if I were solo, is see how many people are going to the lighthouse island. If the island is really contested, I'll head to the houses. If only like 1 person lands at the lighthouse island, however, then I'll land there and try my best to loot the 5 houses. The spot is really great if you're landing there with a duo as well, because 1 person can loot the lighthouse island while the other can loot the 5 houses. The only problem with you looting the lighthouse island and the 5 houses at the same time is time. If you're outside the circle, chances are you're not going to be able to loot everything, and since this location is pretty north, chances are you're not going to be in the circle. With the negative stuff out of the way, the Lighthouse Island and the 5 houses combined have more chests than Weeping Woods and Salty Springs. It is also tied with the amount of chests at Holly Hedges, with 14. So, this spot could be really higher up on the list, it's just the time it takes to actually loot it I think is what holds it back a little. Number 3, The Orchard. Now this is a place that a lot of you have probably heard of before, which is why it is only number 3. I don't think that this location is super well known, but it is probably the least low-key of this list. When the season first started off, I thought that this was a part of Frenzy Farm, which brings us to our next point. Whether you think of it as a good or a bad, the Orchard is very close to Frenzy Farm. From a fighting perspective, if you loot this place up and head to Frenzy, that since the Orchard is so close, you'll probably catch a lot of people off guard. From a low-key perspective, however, it's not great being so close to Frenzy. People will rotate to the Orchard a lot, especially if they're weak from a fight in Frenzy. They will head to the Orchard and get the apples, and catch you completely off guard. Also, the Orchard is very central. Again, this could be a good or a bad. On the good side, 9 out of 10 times you won't have to run to the circle. But then again, since this place is always in the circle, a lot of people will be rotating to you, since this place is kind of well known, which defeats the purpose of being low-key. 40 to 60% of the time, somebody else will land there. If not as many people know about this place, it would be easily number 1. It has apples, 11 chests, is central, just perfect for an average location. But everything good about it kind of works against itself because a lot of people know about it, and a lot of people will rotate to it because of its position on the map. I've been pretty harsh to this location, but overall I still think that it's a great spot to land as a solo, and maybe even a duo. Number 2, all the islands north of Sweaty Sands. Okay, the loot here is incredible. Including all these islands, there are 17 chests. That is more than Weeping Woods, Salty Springs, Holly Hedges, and Pleasant Park. That is also one less than Slurpy Swamps, considered to be the best location in the game. But if you consider the Lighthouse Island with these islands, it has 25 chests. Yes, the Lighthouse has returned. With the Lighthouse and the islands combined, they have more chests than Weeping Woods, Salty Springs, Holly Hedges, Pleasant Park, Steamy Stacks, Retail Row, Frenzy Farm, Craggy Cliffs, and Slurpy Swamps. It would also be tied with Misty Meadows. It is only behind Dirty Docks, Lazy Lake, and Sweaty Sands, which I'm not sure if it includes these islands or not. But anyway, these islands have so much loot. Some islands have like 0 to 2 chests, while others have 5 to 6 or maybe even 7. Or 8 when including the Lighthouse. Now, why isn't this the number 1 spot? The first out of 3 factors is its location. The islands suffer from the same problem of the Lighthouse, the plus houses, is that they are very far north and most of the time you are not going to be in the circle. You will have 3-ish minutes to loot all the islands. The problem with this is that the islands are so spread apart that you could swim or use a boat, but most of the time you're not going to be able to loot every island. And since the islands with the most chests and the Lighthouse are on 2 completely different sides of the archipelago, you're not going to be able to get a great amount of chests, meaning it's just like every other location on this list, just far from the circle. That being said, if the circle is in your favor, then you're going to be having a good time. The second main problem is kind of in line with the first. Say the circle is in your favor, great, but other people still have the ability to loot this place, and since the islands are so spread out, you're not going to be able to stop them. If you loot the Lighthouse Island, then maybe somebody else already looted the other ones, because this place is pretty standout, which brings us to our third point. When you look at the Chapter 2, Season 1 map, the first things you see are the main island and the archipelago, which by the way, if you didn't know what an archipelago means, it just means a group of islands. What I'm trying to get at here is this spot is low-key, but at the same time it isn't. People can clearly see the islands, and if they didn't get a good dropping spot at Sweaty Sands, they're going to go to the islands. The thing that makes this place low-key is the things on the island. Most people will go to the crashed plane site or the broken down castle, or even the lighthouse, but the first spot you should land at this place is the little seashell villages. From the map, it is almost impossible to see these things, and most people don't even know they exist. They bring a ton of chests, and when you're done, this village is very close to the broken down castle, which most of the time if people go there, they will still be there. I think I might be overcomplicating things here, but at the end of the day, the islands, especially paired with the lighthouse, are very good low-key spots. But coming in at the number 1 spot, it's actually going to be the weather station. It has 9 chests, but hear me out. This defines a good low-key location. Nobody really knows about this spot, so whenever I go there, it is usually just me. Even though there's only 9 chests, there is still a ton of floor loot. Even though it is pretty far from the center of the map, it is very close to Misty Meadows, which as we said earlier, has 25 chests. There is a huge lake in Misty, heading to the center of the map also, for easy passageway to the circle. And since this place only has 9 chests, it won't take super long to loot, so you can even loot Misty Meadows when you're done. Even though some of these locations are dead center of the map, or have an overwhelmingly high amount of chests, this place has the least amount of flaws, and is the best low-key spot to drop. And that is going to be our list. Again, if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments, and I will continue to make more videos like this. Also, again, this video took a very long time to make, from getting the gameplay, picking the spots, editing, and writing the script, and much more. So please show this to your friends so people can see this. And one more thing. I got most of these gameplay a couple days ago when I was streaming with Green Monkey. His YouTube link will be in the description. But someone watched our stream and gave us a shout out on his own channel. It was very nice of him to do that, so I want to return the favor by giving a shout out to Blissed on him, and make his day better just like he made ours. So yeah, that's everything for today. Make sure to subscribe to me and everyone I just mentioned, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.